The airport buzzes with the usual rhythm. Rolling suitcases, murmured conversations, the faint hum of engines beyond the glass. Yet something feels heavier today. Gate 14 stands quieter than the rest, as if holding its breath. Dr. Malcolm Reeves sits near the window, a calm shadow against the morning light. His hands rest neatly on his lap. The same hands that once saved lives now tremble slightly. Not from fear, but from memory. Across the terminal, Vanessa, the flight attendant, adjusts her scarf, her eyes darting toward him. Every step she takes echoes too loudly. The air shifts as whispers begin to spread. A young woman near the counter nudges her companion. "That's him," she murmurs. "The doctor from the video." Malcolm lifts his gaze, meeting no one's eyes but feeling them all. The stares cut through him, some apologetic, most unsure. Vanessa's voice breaks the quiet. "I didn't mean for it to..." He interrupts softly, not looking up. "You meant every second. Until it was seen." Her throat tightens. Silence stretches between them, thick and public. A janitor pauses mid-sweep. A child stops mid-laugh. Even the announcements seem to hush. A man in a pilot's uniform walks by, her husband, the airline owner. His presence pulls the attention like gravity. Vanessa steps back, her words swallowed. Malcolm stands, gathering his coat with quiet steadiness. "You don't have to explain it to me," he says. The world already did. As he walks toward the boarding gate, no one moves. No apology, no defense, only the heavy stillness of realization. Narration. Sometimes justice doesn't roar. It waits, in the silence that follows truth. Vanessa straightens her uniform as Dr. Malcolm Reeves approaches the counter. His boarding pass rests lightly in his palm, but the air between them feels heavier than the plane outside. "Sir, I'll need to verify your ticket again," Vanessa says, her voice crisp, rehearsed. He blinks. "You just scanned it." Her smile tightens. "It's procedure." Malcolm's eyes flick to the passengers behind him, the couple whispering, the older man checking his watch. "Procedure or preference?" he asks quietly. A flicker of irritation flashes across her face. "Excuse me?" "Nothing," he says softly. "I've learned silence gets me boarded faster." Her fingers hover above the keyboard. "I just need to confirm your details." "Doctor, is it?" He nods once. "Reeves." "Malcolm Reeves." She types slowly. Too slowly. "The system dings. It's approved." Still, she hesitates. "Are you sure this class was yours?" He looks at her, not angry, just tired. "I paid for the seat, not for the permission." Her husband, standing a few steps away, watches silently. He doesn't intervene, only adjusts his cufflinks, a gesture that says she's right. Keep going. Passengers begin to notice. A young black woman near the gate lowers her phone, filming quietly. Vanessa swallows. "Sir, please don't make this difficult," Malcolm exhales. "The difficulty isn't mine." Her screen flashes clear to board, yet she lingers, voice trembling now. "You may proceed." He takes the pass. Their hands almost touch, hers shaking, his steady. As he walks toward the jet bridge, whispers trail behind him. Vanessa stands frozen, the hum of the airport swallowing her composure. Narration. In a world built on checks and codes, sometimes the smallest scan reveals the largest truth. The sound cracks through the terminal. One sharp, humiliating echo. Gasps rise, luggage wheels stop rolling, the hum of engines fades into stunned quiet. Vanessa's hand still hangs in the air, trembling. Malcolm's face tilts slightly from the impact, but his eyes, they never close. He straightens slowly, not a word, not a sound. The redness spreads across his cheek like an unspoken headline. "Don't you walk away from me," Vanessa blurts, voice shaking more from fear than anger. "You think just because..." He interrupts quietly, his tone low but cutting through every inch of silence. "Because what?" Her breath falters. You were being disrespectful. To you?" His eyes narrow slightly. "Or to what you think I represent?" Her husband steps forward, face pale, eyes darting between them. "Vanessa," he says under his breath. "Stop talking." But it's too late. The crowd watches, phones half lifted, unsure whether to record or retreat. Malcolm exhales, Slow, steady. "You've done what you needed to do," he says. "Now everyone gets to decide who they are when they see it." Her hand drops. The weight of her actions settles in. Somewhere near the windows, a child whispers, "Mom, why did she hit him?" No one answers. The security officer at the counter hesitates, eyes on the husband, on his badge, on the truth he's paid not to see. Malcolm picks up his briefcase. His voice soft but unshakable. "I'm not angry. Just tired of proving I belong where I've already earned the right to stand." He walks away, leaving the hush behind. Narration. Some slaps bruise the skin. Others bruise the nation. This one did both, and neither could hide the mark. Security rushes forward. Voices overlapping. "Sir, please step aside." "Ma'am, we'll handle this." But amid the confusion, one woman doesn't move. Elena stands by the glass divider, her reflection caught between chaos and calm. Her hands are clasped, eyes fixed on Malcolm, not in pity but in knowing. A guard reaches toward him, but Elena's voice cuts through. "Don't touch him." The tone, low, steady, absolute. Heads turn. The guards freeze, uncertain whether to obey. Vanessa stammers, her confidence crumbling. "Ma'am, you can't—" Elena steps closer, her heels echoing against the marble floor. "Can't what?" The air tightens. "Tell me exactly what I can't do in my own terminal." Vanessa's lips part, but no words form. Her husband's face drains of color, recognition dawning like a slow burn. Malcolm's eyes finally meet Elena's, a flicker of surprise, then understanding. He doesn't speak, only nods slightly, a quiet thank you unsaid. Narration drifts in. In rooms built on power, silence speaks louder than titles. And sometimes, justice arrives wearing heels instead of handcuffs. Elena takes a step forward, her voice calm but weighted. "You struck a man in front of witnesses, cameras, and conscience. The question isn't what you did. It's who you thought you were when you did it," Vanessa whispers. "I didn't know—" Elena interrupts softly. "That he mattered?" The crowd murmurs, small, sharp sounds of realization. A line has been crossed and the air knows it. Elena looks to security. "Escort her to the private lounge. She won't be boarding today." As they move, Vanessa's eyes dart wildly, searching for her husband's help. For anyone's. No one steps forward. Narration closes in. The woman who watched it all was never just a witness. She was the storm they never saw coming. The HR office hums with the quiet of fake order, printers whirring, coffee machines clicking, and conversations trimmed to polite nothings. Malcolm sits across the desk, posture straight, hands folded, his calm almost unsettling. Across from him, a young HR officer named Lisa flips through his written complaint, her eyes skimming faster than her conscience can follow. "So, Dr. Reeves," she begins, forcing a smile, "you're saying the flight attendant physically assaulted you?" He nods once. "Yes, in front of passengers. And your company's supervisor watched it happen." Lisa clears her throat. "I'm truly sorry for what you experienced. I just need to follow certain procedures." "Procedures or delays?" Malcolm asks softly. Her hand pauses mid-note. "Sir, please understand. This has to go through internal review. It may take time." Narration hums beneath the surface. Time, the oldest trick of the powerful. Long enough for outrage to cool, for truth to fade, for wounds to be repackaged as misunderstandings. He leans forward. "And if it was your father or your son standing there, would time still be protocol?" Lisa looks away, whispering, "It's not that simple." "It never is," he replies, voice steady, "until it happens to someone who matters." The room thickens. She slides the paper into a beige folder, labels it Incident Report, and pushes it aside like a misplaced receipt. "I'll file it right away," she says, already reaching for her phone. He rises, adjusting his coat. "You just did," he murmurs, walking out. Behind him, the folder sits untouched, already gathering dust. Narration closes in. The system didn't shred his words. It buried them under professionalism. And in that silence, the company protected not its name, but its reflection. It started as a blur, the kind you scroll past without thinking. A shaky frame, half faces, muffled gasps, and then that sound. The slap, sharp, real, too human to be edited. The video spread before the company could draft a single line of denial. Narration folds in. Truth doesn't ask for permission to exist. It just leaks, through fear, through silence, through the hand that couldn't stop shaking. In the break room, a group of flight attendants whisper around a phone. "Is that really her?" one asks. Another nods. "Yeah, and that's him, the doctor." Their eyes dart to the door as a supervisor enters, calm but pale. "Delete that," she says softly. Now, no one moves. The silence stretches thin. Later that day, the official statement hits the internet. Fabricated footage. Taken out of context, but the clip multiplies, spreading faster with every denial. People slow it down, analyze the hand, the reflection in the window, the startled passengers. Each pixel turns into evidence, every freeze frame a confession. At home, Malcolm sits alone, the glow of the screen washing over him. His face, still unreadable. He doesn't smile, doesn't cry. He just watches as strangers argue in comment sections about what his pain is worth. The narration returns, quieter this time. They said it wasn't real. But pain doesn't need proof. It only needs witnesses. Outside, news vans line the street. The company's PR team calls him repeatedly, offering clarification and cooperation. He lets the phone ring. The world had seen the truth. And now, for once, it refused to look away. Sometimes justice doesn't march. It uploads. Elena sits in her office, high floor, glass walls, the city crawling beneath her like a memory she's outgrown. The screen glows on her desk. The video paused mid-frame. Her sister's hand raised mid-swing. The man's face turned, caught between disbelief and restraint. For a moment, Elena doesn't breathe. Then softly, "God!" Laura, the door opens. Her assistant peeks in. "Ma'am, the board's requesting a response." Elena doesn't look up. "Tell them I'm reviewing it." The assistant nods, hesitates. "Ma'am, people are saying it's real," she sighs. "Everything's real when it's convenient." The words sound sharper than she means. Silence follows. The door closes. Narration hums. Every empire has cracks. Some appear in profit sheets, some in bloodlines. Her phone rings. Her father's name flashes. She lets it buzz out, then calls her sister instead. Laura's voice shakes. "Elena, it's not what it looks like." Elena cuts her off. "Don't, not yet. Just tell me why your hand was there." "I was angry. He said something." "No," Elena interrupts, quiet but firm. "You were comfortable." Laura exhales, trembling. "You think you're better than me?" Elena leans back, eyes fixed on the frozen image. "No, I just learned to hide it better." The line goes silent. Narration drifts through her stillness. Guilt doesn't roar. It whispers. From the mirror, from the faces you defended too long. She turns the screen off. For the first time, her reflection stares back. Not the CEO, not the leader, just a sister realizing what her power had cost. Outside, cameras flash at the building's entrance. Inside, Elena whispers to no one, "We built this to fly, but it's sinking." Elena looks at him. The man who built the airline, the man who told her silence was strategy. Maybe emotion is all we have left that's human. No one speaks. Narration hums softly. Sometimes the quietest rooms echo the loudest guilt. On the large screen, the muted clip plays again. Malcolm's calm face, her sister's raised hand. The repetition is unbearable. A board member clears his throat. The man hasn't said a word, no press. No lawsuit. It's strange, Elena nods. Strange, isn't it? How silence can sound like judgment. Her father exhales, tired. He's waiting for attention. No, she replies, her voice thinning. He's waiting for us to look in the mirror. A long pause. Someone shifts papers. Someone coughs. Then, from the back of the room, a young executive whispers, "People are starting to resign. They don't want their names tied to this." Elena nods again, slowly. "Good. Let's see who stays for truth." not comfort. Narration fills the quiet. The storm outside screamed for justice, but inside, the reckoning began in whispers. Elena turns off the screen, her reflection flickering over black glass. "Let's not wait for the world to judge us," she says softly. "It already has." No one disagrees. The press room hums like a beehive. Flashes, murmurs, screens. Vanessa sits at the center, her makeup perfect, her eyes trained to look composed. Every reporter waits for her to speak, but Elena walks in first. The click of her heels cuts through the noise like judgment arriving late but sure. "Elena," Vanessa whispers, her voice barely holding. "You said you'd handle this privately." Elena doesn't sit. "I did, until you made it public." Reporters glance at each other. Someone whispers, "Is that her sister?" Vanessa forces a smile. "Let's not make this. This is what it is," Elena interrupts, her voice even, cold. "The woman in that video? She's the head flight attendant. She's also my sister." A murmur ripples across the room. Vanessa looks small suddenly, like the chair has grown larger around her. Elena continues, steady but shaking inside. "The man she slapped, Dr. Malcolm Rivers. A passenger, a husband, a human being, and this company." She glances toward the cameras. "Tried to erase him." Vanessa's breath catches. "You don't understand, Elena. It wasn't..." Elena's eyes meet hers, soft, almost pitying. "I understand perfectly. You thought power could hide anything." Silence falls so thick it hums. Narration threads through the stillness. Truth doesn't need volume. It just needs a moment where lies run out of air. A reporter asks, "So what happens now?" Elena looks up, calm but hollowed. "Now the company speaks through me, and through its silence it finally listens." She turns to leave. Vanessa doesn't follow. Cameras click, but no one breathes. And somewhere between shame and truth, power quietly changes sides. The press hall is still. Not one flash now, just waiting. Vanessa opens her mouth, but no words come. The silence stretches until it starts to sound like confession. Across the room, Malcolm steps forward. Slow, measured, like a man who's carried the weight too long to rush now. His voice is quiet. "You remember me, Mrs. Reeves?" Vanessa swallows hard. I do." "You called me boy, twice." His tone doesn't rise, but every syllable lands heavy. "And when I didn't bow, you slapped me." Vanessa's eyes dart, searching for somewhere to hide. "It was a misunderstanding." Emotions were high. Malcolm cuts in gently. "You don't misunderstand someone's skin." The crowd holds its breath. Elena watches her sister crumble, not because she's attacked, but because the mirror finally showed her truth. Vanessa's voice trembles. "You have no idea what this will do to me." Malcolm tilts his head slightly. "You already did it to yourself." A long pause. Cameras flicker again. Not for spectacle, but to capture history being corrected. Narration threads quietly. Empires don't fall in explosions. They fall in pauses, when the silence finally tells the truth. Malcolm steps back. "I don't need your apology. I just need you to remember the sound of this silence." Vanessa lowers her gaze, the weight of shame pressing into her chest. The microphones buzz, but no one dares to speak. Elena turns to the reporters. "We'll issue our statement soon." But she knows it's already been said. Without shouting, without vengeance, justice stood still, wearing calm like armor. And in that stillness, an empire quietly ended. The apartment hums with the faint sound of a refrigerator, the only thing that hasn't turned its back on her. Vanessa sits on the edge of her couch, the glow of her phone lighting her face like an interrogation lamp. Comment after comment scrolls past. Curses, threats, silence between them louder than all. Her thumb trembles, hovering over her sister's name. She types, deletes, types again. Finally, "Elena, I didn't mean..." She stops. The dots blink for a second, then vanish. No reply. Narration whispers, "When the world stops shouting, that's when the real noise begins. Inside you." She stares at a framed photo on the table. Her, Elena, their father. The glass cracked, just enough to split her own reflection in half. The phone buzzes again. Unknown number. She hesitates, then answers. Mrs. Reeves? This is HR from the airline. We're terminating all remaining contracts effective immediately. Vanessa's lips part, but no words come out. I built that place. The voice stays cold. And now it's rebuilding without you. A long pause. Right, she says softly. Of course. She ends the call, the silence swelling until it feels like a scream. Her reflection catches in the dark window. Tired eyes, empty posture. The woman who once commanded rooms now can't command herself to stand. Narration threads quietly. Empires fall with noise. People fall in silence. Her phone lights up again. Not with messages, but memories. Photos, moments, laughter. All reminders of the person she pretended to be. Vanessa lowers her gaze and whispers to no one. Maybe this is what truth sounds like. And for the first time, she doesn't check for a response. The airport hums with its usual rhythm. Rolling suitcases, half-heard announcements, tired faces. Yet beneath the noise, something still and sacred lingers. Malcolm walks beside Elena, his stride calm, almost ceremonial. His hand brushes hers lightly, not for comfort, but for grounding. Feels different being back here, Elena says quietly. Malcolm nods. Yeah, last time I left in handcuffs. A faint smile touches her lips. And now? He exhales slowly. Now I leave in peace. Narration slips in. Sometimes justice doesn't shout. It just stands tall enough to be seen. A few feet away, Vanessa stands near a vending machine, head lowered. No uniform now, just plain clothes, the kind that hide instead of define. She watches Malcolm pass, her breath catching like guilt stuck in her throat. Their eyes meet for only a second. No anger, no apology, just recognition, the kind that strips a person bare. Vanessa swallows hard. Dr. Miles, she says, barely above the hum of the terminal. He stops, turns. Mrs. Reeves. Silence stretches between them. Heavy but clean. I lost everything, she whispers. He studies her face, the cracks where pride once lived. So did I, he answers softly. Difference is, I found myself after. Her eyes glisten, then drop. I don't expect forgiveness. I'm not offering it, Malcolm replies, gentle but firm. I'm just done carrying what isn't mine. A boarding call echoes through the hall. Elena touches his arm. It's time. He nods once, looking back only briefly, enough to let silence finish the sentence. Narration closes in. Justice didn't roar today. It simply walked past her, unshaken, unchained, and finally free.